Okay, so for lesson 3 and 4 problem set, I've combined. So we are going to be looking for perpendicular lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle and make a T or an L. And we're going to be looking for parallel lines that never cross, or lines that just intersect that don't intersect at a 90-degree angle. So here it says we need to trace one pair of perpendicular lines in each figure. So I'm looking for things that make a T, or an L. So I see here to here. Those are perpendicular. They form a 90-degree angle. I'm going to label these as reminders, perpendicular. And remember, parallel has two parallel lines in it. And then it's perpendicular lines here. Well, I see a ton of T's and L's. Any one of these bricks where they crisscross, that makes it upside down T. So you could put any of those. Alright, I'm going to scroll down here to the fence. I can see an L right here where this fence crosses this fence. That's perpendicular. I can see a perpendicular line right here in the middle of the kite. Okay. How do you know if two lines are perpendicular? They cross or intersect at 90-degree angles. Okay, nice. Copy that down. So they make a perfect square. So it says to make a right angle template, and we haven't done this yet. So I feel like in one of our earlier lessons we talked about using a little bit of a piece of paper, like the corner of a paper, to see if it makes a right angle. So that's what we're doing here to see if it makes a perfect square. So I see this makes a perfect square, so line segment AB is perpendicular to line segment BD. So it says use the right angle template, or find like the corner of your piece of paper, and mark each right angle with a square. For each right angle you find, name the corresponding pair of perpendicular lines. So here's a right angle, here's a right angle, and here's a right angle. We need to label those. So we're going to say line segment AB here is perpendicular to AC. Okay. I'm also going to say that line segment AC is perpendicular to CD. Make sure you put your line segment symbol up there. And then I'm going to say that line segment BD is perpendicular to line segment CD. Now I have them all labeled. If I try to put a square here, let me make this, I don't know, this is more of a rectangle. But if I try to put that in this corner, I cannot turn it so that I can make a right angle. Okay, so since that there is no right angle in this shape, there's nothing to write down. If I look at this triangle, I can see that if I extend over and down, I would make a 90-degree. Or if I put a piece of paper in the corner, I would see I have one right angle. So I want to label it as line segment EF is perpendicular to line segment EG. Okay? There are no right angles here, no perpendicular lines. Now it says we're going to try to find at least one pair of lines that seem to be parallel, so they're never going to cross each other. Well, I noticed that right here and right here, these lines won't ever cross each other. All of the keys on the piano, the white keys and even the black keys, are never going to cross each other. They're parallel. And I can see that the top of this brick wall and the next layer on the brick wall, they're never going to cross each other. Even the end of the brick wall and this end of the brick wall, they're parallel. They'll never cross each other. What is interesting in this circle is this circle, the inside line, is parallel to this outside line, they are staying the same distance apart and will never cross each other. But we also have a small rectangle up here where the bottom and the top will never cross each other. The rings on the small circle, the sides here, none of those will cross each other. This shape will never intersect if these extended. If this bottom extended with the top, that would not intersect. If this side intersected with this side, so pick any two that you like and mark them. Now, one thing I want to call your attention to is if I take a look at this shape, if I tried to draw a line from here to here, would they eventually intersect? They would. So those are not parallel lines. However, if I continue the top and the bottom, they would never intersect. And so how do we know if lines are parallel? They do not intersect. Alright. Now we're going to try to determine which of the following lines are parallel using our ruler and the right angle template. I don't know why we need to. We're going to circle the shapes that have at least one pair of parallel sides and mark each of the parallel lines with arrows to identify with a statement. So here they're saying that line segment AB is parallel to line CD, and they use these little arrows to show that they are parallel. So we're going to say that line segment, this one has a pair of parallel lines. Line segment HI is parallel to JK, so I'm just going to do the little arrow there to show that they're parallel. And I'm going to say line segment HI is parallel to JK, to line segment JK. If I look at this shape, I see that all of these intersect because they cross each other at the points, so nothing there. And I see that this has intersecting lines because it's all touching. So that'll do it.